Oh my gosh, that is a lot of people so quickly. Hey, Jen, Avi, Annual, Blue Warrior, Psycho, Shulker, Jessica, Cass, AJ. Oh my god, hi everyone, how are we all doing? It's good to see you all. Oh my god. Guys, I have had a weekend. We're not doing the green screen background today, despite the fact that I need to clean up, because down here is a lot of presents that I got given over the weekend, and some stuff that I might have just stolen. So, hi Zach, how are you doing? Goodies, we've got the goodies there. Yes, and I believe I have got a message to read from Charming. Charming met me at Twitchcon as well. Charming_TCO for those of you that needs the full government name. And I have got, I'm just going to show you, actually. I've not read it yet. I have a full double-sided A4 sheet of paper that I am told is going to, quote, make me sob like a bitch. No, that wasn't a quote, but I've got that to read later, and I'm going to save that until last, because, I got to do the clip farming. The clip farming is going to be, it's going to be crazy this stream. I'm going to clip farm so much, you guys. I've also written notes, because my memory is horrible and I need to keep a train of thought about what the hell just happened this past weekend, because this is, well, A, this is my first stream back, and B, it's felt like the first time I've been able to take a breath. You want to ruin your mascara at the beginning, King? Good choice. Thank you. I do look like I wear mascara, but that's just because I'm naturally thick eyelashes. Mascara's eyelashes, right? Odds on Nick forgetting he wrote notes less than 30 minutes in. No, I've got it open on the page and they're sitting like right here. Okay? I've also written down what gifts I got and from who, so that way I can make sure that I'm thanking the people that gave me gifts properly. Because I realized last year I was struggling to remember who gave me what, and I was like, oh god, now I feel bad. So I've tried my best to keep track of... I've written my own receipts, and I'm like, yes, this is great. I don't know what this is up here, by the way. I'll just wait for that to leave, hopefully. Thank you. Okay, so I wrote down what everyone gave me to the best of my memory, because I didn't start writing this until after I got home. And there is only one thing that I don't actually remember who gave me it. I might have an idea. Actually, let me write that down real fast. My best bet is that Cyberchamp gave me the MILF sticker. Now, that will make more sense when I show you guys it later, but for just now, I'm just going to let you guys stew in that for a second. I might be wrong with Cyber being the one to give me that, but I'll write a little question down there. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing? How was your moderating over the weekend? Because I know you would have been busy. Hi, Lexi. How are you doing? Lexi is one of the people that I saw at TwitchCon, and I got a gift from Lexi as well. So, yes. I am going to go over my entire trip first. And then what's going to happen is I'm just going to go over all the gifts and be like, thanks, guys. This might be a shorter stream. I don't know how long this is going to take me to tell this story. Because as we all know, once I get started on yapping, I might not ever stop. So, my journey started on Friday morning, where I woke up at 1:30 a.m. Because the camera angle looks different. It is a bit different, but that's because I changed it for the sake of the green screen. Not gonna lie, modding, it wasn't too bad. Worst we had was backseaters in one team chat coming in to hate. Oh, fair enough. I'm sad I got my tea and my blanket, I'm listening. Let's fucking go. So I woke up at 1:30 in the morning because my bus to the airport, so the way that I travel from Scotland to anywhere is there is a shuttle bus that goes from my city Yes, Xander. There is a shuttle bus that goes from my city to Edinburgh Airport. Edinburgh Airport is the capital. Big airport. Big airport. I know it like the back of my hand at this point because I've been there oh so many times. I'm well traveled. I go to Twitchcon once a year. Woo! And so, you know, I'm fairly used to going there now at this point and going through security and all that. And so my flight to London was at 4... No, it wasn't. It was at 6:20 in the morning. I got there around 4 o'clock in the morning. So bus, like, woke up at 1:30, got dressed, got showered, looked fantastic. Get on the bus. Well, get my dad, who was also awake, to give me a lift to the bus. Get on the bus, which was absolutely jam-packed, by the way. There was not a single spare seat, so thank God I booked my bus beforehand, because otherwise I would have been riding on the back with an attached skateboard. And I don't have a skateboard, so I would have had to rob somebody, and then it just becomes a whole thing, you know? So yeah, was on the bus. Oh my god, I'm gonna end up adding so many details off of the back of the notes. The bus was the worst thing ever. The bus to the airport was the worst thing ever. Because I get on, I'm sat 2 rows back, so I'm very near the front, despite being one of the last people to get on. And, you know, you think it's 3 in the morning, this is going to be chill, I'm just going to pop in my earphones and just chill and have a nap. I was like maybe one of the last 5 people to get on the bus, despite there still being early before the departure time. We got there about 2:45, it was scheduled to leave at 3. The last person to get on the bus... Hold on, can I zoom in for this? Is this going to work? The last person to get on the bus gets on, and I'm not shitting you, like this. And already I'm thinking this is going to be an experience. This guy, who had clearly just smoked about 6 packets of cigarettes, got on the bus and... lo and behold, took the one empty seat left on the bus, which, coincidentally, was just across the aisle from me. So not only did I have to deal with getting onto the bus, and because he just, like, smoked a 6-pack, stunk. So I had to not only battle sleep deprivation... but I also had to suppress my natural ability to throw the fuck up. So I had to deal with that at 3 in the morning on the way. And that's not the worst of it. That's not the worst, because as that kept on going, as we were it was an hour bus, and at a certain point you just kind of start to get used to it, which is kind of sucks, but whatever. But lo and behold, what I didn't realize was there was somebody at the back of the bus who had been drinking a little bit. Oh joy, on a Thursday night somebody had been drinking before going to the airport. So about halfway through the bus drive, we get this guy just in the background going, "Hey!" and just starting to try and hype people up, which is ridiculous at 3 in the morning when everyone's tired, and also he wasn't making any sense. And so that was an experience, not helped by the fact that the bus got rerouted. So we weren't actually late, but it was a little bit confusing in thinking that I was in the start of a horror movie, because we ended up going through a fucking forest. We ended up going through, like, winding roads through a forest, and I was like, I'm going to die because of this smoker and this drunk guy. So that was 3 a.m. Then, luckily for me, I checked into my flights beforehand. So basically, as soon as we got off the bus, I was getting the full scale of Scotland in that bus ride alone. Oh god, it was awful. I really like traveling with people who I know, because then I can just look at them like Jim in The Office looks at the camera, like... very much like that. It would have been an incredible cast to get stuck with. At least you're surviving. Oh, I was probably one of the fittest people there. Not fit as in like, damn, he's sexy. Although also kind of that. But also because a lot of the other people that were traveling were probably like middle-aged and upwards of like their 40s and middle-aged and upwards of like their 50s, 60s, stuff like that. Hi, Charming! I've already showed everybody the letter, but I've not read it. I've not read it yet because we're saving that for later. Yeah, so that was my bus ride to the airport at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I get there about 4 o'clock to the airport, to Edinburgh Airport, and I get off and we just get all the luggage unpacked, and that's all fine, that's great, awesome, cool, whatever. I'm already checked in, and at this point I'm just like, let's fucking go. So I just go, I breeze through security, as I always do, because I'm a good boy. Despite my name being Nuke. And so I'm just sat for a little bit in the airport because we've got 2 hours or so before the flight. It's flight's at 6, lands at 7 in London. So I don't think anything eventful happened during the wait in the airport. So I just kind of chilled. I say we, it was just me. I just chilled. I was just kind of scrolling on my phone, like, woo, great, awesome. London's nice. London is nice if you see more of it than the airport. And so I get on the flight, yada yada my way through it. Plane's jam-packed because everybody likes their early flights because it's nice and cheap. And it's worth noting that on this entire journey back and forth from Rotterdam to Edinburgh and Edinburgh to Rotterdam, I saved about 50 quid on the flights. I think I saved all in all about 50 quid. Now bear that in mind, because you say not bad now. Shit's about to get whack. So, that's fine. And I land in, flight's fine, all good. Whatever. Land in London, and I'm like, great, awesome, wonderful. And what I haven't told you guys up until this point, if you've not followed my journey on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, my layover in London Stansted was 12 hours. Because when I booked the flight, I didn't pay attention to that part of it. I just paid attention to the price. And so I was in London Stansted for 12 hours and 30 minutes as a layover. And so I'm thinking, okay, cool. Because I knew this, I packed a few things ahead of time so that I could pass the time a little bit better. How did you survive? That's exactly what I'm answering right now, Katie. Thank you very much for that. So we're leading into that. Unironically, I did message a couple of people being like, I have 12 hours. Come to Stansted. Hang out before I go through security. And when I realized it was still 7 a.m. and nobody's awake yet, that I would just be like, gonna go through security now, get it over with, and then I'll chill and read my book and all that. And you didn't mess with me? I don't know where you're based. Are you based in London? I don't know this! Would you have come at 7 in the morning? I don't think so. I don't know if you would have been awake. I don't think you would have been awake for another 6 hours. I told you this. You think I pay attention to you? To anybody? About their lives? So I go through security and I decide to just relax. Now, for any of you that have been in an airport for any amount of time in your lives, you know that the seating usually sucks. And London Stansted is no different. Because it is wooden chairs, wooden benches that stretch the entirety of the terminal. That are basically like... I don't know how I could describe this. It's kind of like if you put a wooden washing rack and stretched it out so that there were gaps in the seats, but only just small enough that you wouldn't get you wouldn't fall through, but your spine would hurt forever. And I wouldn't find out until my way back from Rotterdam that there was an additional seating area that had much comfier seats. Yay. And it was also quiet down there, so I'm still pissed. But, yeah, so I was sat there, and I went through the motions of what I would do while I was sitting in Stansted, because as we all know, I was there for 12 hours, and that's a lot longer than any sane person should be in an airport. And so I was just kind of chilling out. I broke out my book. Let me go and find it. It's still in my bed because I've not unpacked everything properly. I've still got a few things on my bed. But I basically grabbed the thickest book I could find for the sake of reading in the airport so that I wouldn't have to kind of go back and forth. 400 pages this is. I read about 200 of them in Stansted because I'm quite a slow reader, so it, chill, great, whatever. And so this is a book about therapy. More specifically, it's about a therapist, her therapist, and our lives revealed. And let me tell you, while I love learning about therapy and psychology and all that kind of stuff, this was a really, really bad book to bring with me. Not because I've read it before, not because it's poorly written or because it's a bad thing to do. Maybe you should talk to someone. You couldn't do that. Give me a minute. And so this basically talks about some of her clients as well. And one of the things that will always get me in this book is that one of her patients is a terminally ill cancer patient who is coming to terms with her death. And fuck me, it's not a light read, let me tell you. But it is one that I really take a lot of wisdom from as well, because of the way that people see their lives and portray it through the book and the writing. And I take a lot. One of the things that I didn't realize I actually learned from that book was that I always try and see something redeemable or likable in everyone. All the time. I'll always try and find something that I like about everyone. Astro was amazing. I'm just going through the story. Currently, we're at the airport on the way there. And I'm just talking about this book that I was reading. I still am. I've not finished it yet. And it's a really, really valuable book to me because I've taken a lot more from it than I actually realized after reading it back. And so, yeah, I got about halfway through the book. And one of the things... Xander just is here to hear himself. Chill. We're doing story time. And I got to maybe about page 150, 160. It's worth noting that during all of this, I was giving myself breaks to stand up, stretch, nip to the bathroom, whatever. I got a meal deal from one of the shops in there, which made me take out a second mortgage on my family's house. Don't tell them because it's expensive as fuck in an airport. And so that was all chill. That was all great. During all this time, I was tweeting occasionally as well, being like, it's funny because it's early and I'm sleep deprived, so I have funny things to say now. And great. Awesome. Cool. Randomly, I am just chilling, reading my book, and this woman who's sitting next to me in a rather extravagant coat for what you would expect in an airport, asks me about the gates and stuff because it was a little bit confusing. And yeah, it was actually quite cute because if there was a substantial amount of time before your gate was announced and it hadn't given you that yet or given any instructions, the instruction on the board was relax, which I think is quite cute. I think that's quite cute. They literally told us to relax in the airport, so that was nice. But anyway, she asked me about the gates and what hers was. She was in the airport for about 8 hours as well. She was like Yeah, I'm just here early. And sounds condescending to me. What, the relaxed thing? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But either way, I was like, yes, I'll take that advice. And so I did. And as it turns out, this woman who just started chatting to me, pardon me, is an artist who was in London to talk to galleries about getting her art in these galleries. And I'm thinking, oh, cool, that's a story. And so I'm just kind of chatting to her. I'm just like, I'm like, oh, I'm just chilling. And she's like, cool, awesome, great. And so I'm still the first clip of the month, but no match. I don't know how it works yet, so it's not on views and not who does it first. You got her name right. I follow her on Instagram now. And your mug is amazing. Thank you. It's very old at this point. And eventually what happened was she was like, I'm going to pass the time by drawing as well. Great. Cool. You do you. And turns out she's really, really fast as well. So basically what she ended up doing was drawing somebody sat across from us without him noticing. It was just kind of, it was one of those like street artists kind of thing you see, where somebody like very like, oh, especially in the TikTok ones where you see somebody on the subway and they're drawing somebody sat across from them and then give it to them at the end. This was all parts of that, except didn't give them the art. So, I mean, that's valid. Live drawings. Yes, exactly. It was live drawings. And eventually, she ended up drawing me, not once, but twice. So I have a couple of photos on my phone of the art that she did of me. The first one, while it was all incredible, by the way, the first one makes me look like I don't have any jawline, which is okay. It's also worth noting that my camera is actually busted at this point, so I always had to take a photo with my front-facing camera, so I ended up going like that to take a photo of the sketch pad. But, oh, is that good? There you go, that's the first one. That's the first one of me. And again, I'm like, no jawline, but that's okay, because I still slaying and I know I look good. The next one, I actually loved a lot more. And it was this one here. I have to like tilt my phone down. So yeah, no, it's worth noting. Both of these were done in about a minute or 2 minutes. And that's how quickly they were done. And so that's really awesome. And so, yeah. I eventually, like, she got up to go and have a little wander around a little bit later. We were maybe talking for about an hour. Maybe. My time scale is so messed up because I have no idea when anything happened in that airport. Airports are one of those places that you're just like, nothing, time's not moving, but also everything is incredibly reliant on time. It's very weird. Airports are weird. Very weird. So I ended up going to get my dinner, which was, I say dinner as if it was some fancy pants place. No, I got a kid's meal from Burger King because I wasn't hungry, but I knew I needed to eat. Because I've been rather responsible about that lately. I'm not hungry, but I know I needed to eat was one of the things that basically kept me eating food throughout the entire trip. For some reason, I was basically not hungry at all, ever. Don't know why. So that was great. And yeah, that was the gist of that. It's weird because that kind of thing doesn't really hit me unless I'm traveling. Because my mind is elsewhere. I'm like, when do I need to get my flight? How am I going to get to the airport or the hotel or wherever? Like, my mind's elsewhere. It's not on eating. So I always kind of, I don't forget to eat, but I always don't realize the time by the time that I realize I should eat. It's weird. So that's pretty much all of that. What else have I got? So Yes. So, in response to one of my tweets, I get a message from BitSquid. You guys might know BitSquid as... Hi, Redox. I didn't see you at TwitchCon, did I? No, I don't think I did. Anyway, I get a message from BitSquid. BitSquid, for those of you that don't know, is the owner of Biome Battle, a very, very fun event that I've been a part of since its, first run through. I was the very first team announced for it, which is still, it's such a flex. And he was like, what airport are you flying from? And I was like, Stansted. He was like, what flight? So it turns out that BitSquid is on the same flight as me to Rotterdam. And so I was in the ONL and begged me to greet line. That's fine. I understand. You hate me. No, I'm kidding. That's totally fine. Some people actually showed up to my meet and greet early so that they could run off and go into their line, which is totally fair. And it was actually really sweet that they were like, I'm coming to see you first. But I hope you had a good time there as well, though, Redox. So, long story short, about an hour, maybe an hour before getting the gate that we had to go to, me doing the opposite. I meet up with Bit, which is honestly a relief, because, I had been by myself reading or just doing whatever for probably about 10 hours at this point, and so I actually met up with Bit, gave him a hug, and was like, woo, great, awesome, and got a couple of stickers off of him. I'll show you guys them later. As I said, I'm doing all the gifts at the end of the stream so that I can thank everybody accordingly. And that was great. So the flight to Rotterdam was at about 9:30. Yes, it was 9 p.m. ish. I was about to try and run to the diner, but I checked the time and it was like 6 by the time I got out of the line. That's totally fair. I really understand. Don't worry about it at all. There's always next year. Or if you show up at my house, then after I call the police because you've stalked me, then I'll come to and say hi at the prison. So, yeah, the flight is at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We get on. We're sitting in different seats. And I'm like, great, okay, cool, I'll see you there. Flight is empty. There is maybe total about 15 to 20 people on this flight in a full airplane to Rotterdam. And let me just tell you, it's surreal. It's a very strange experience. And during this, it was a 45-minute flight. It went like this. Because it was that fast. Free first class? No, there wasn't any classes in the flight, so it was just a case of everyone grab your seat, whatever. And so Bit was up near the front. I was probably about halfway back. It's actually very similar to an empty school bus. You have an entire bus to yourself. Yeah, kind of. Except my bus is flying, so... Sorry. Anyway, so I'm wondering at this point, is anyone going to be on this flight aside from me and Bit that are going to TwitchCon? Because it's a bizarre time to fly to Rotterdam. And as I'm getting up to get off the flight, because the flight was it was a non-event. Nothing happened. It was done. And as I'm getting up, I see, I'm just kind of looking around. And I see that the guy in front of me, so the row in front of me at the aisle, I was at the window, he was at the aisle, was on Discord. And without, excruciatingly detail at all, I was like, oh, cool, he's on Discord. He must be going to TwitchCon, because who else uses Discord? And so I go up and I meet Bit and say hi and get all my bags and stuff and all of that, and we start to go into passport control and yada yada, because we have to do that now. Hey, Nuke! The guy in front of me, who was on Discord on his phone, was my mod, Matt. who I didn't recognize because his hair was a bit longer than it was last year. So that was absolutely hilarious. It was so funny. It was so funny. I was just like, hold on, wait. There's no way I went like. Yeah, actually, yeah, I did. It was kind of quiet, but it was like, Nuke. And I turned around and I look at him for a second, and the second I see his face, I know it's him. But because I like every time I had seen him at this point was, you know, over his shoulder on his phone. And, you know, I didn't exactly go up to him and be like, Discord? Twitchcon? I didn't do that to him. Not like, who would do that to a stranger? Turns out he's not a stranger. It turns out he's somebody I've known for years. So I'm an idiot, and that seems to be the running theme of this weekend, is that I've been an idiot. Which is, oh, it's just great. So wonderful. He wasn't staying anywhere like near where I was, but he was kind of going the same direction. So we get off, we go through security. We had carry on, so we didn't need to go to baggage pickup or anything like that. And so we end up going and eventually going our separate ways, only to meet up again at Rotterdam Central, which is the central station. And so Matt gets on the bus with me, Ruby, Leon, and Anathra, who are all people that I was staying with, who very kindly came to meet me at the airport. And so Bit goes to get what he said was a taxi, but he ended up getting a different bus. But as we get to Rotterdam Central from that bus, we're starting to walk up to where we need to go, and Bit's coming the other way. So we see Bit again after about maybe half an hour of, like, after we split up, and doing all the hugs and byes and all that. And we're just like, okay, cool, all right. You flew to The Hague. Yes, I flew to The Hague, Rotterdam, The Hague. And I was like, great, awesome, cool, whatever, cool. And so that was all cool. Matt split up to go to where he was staying. I still don't know where, some hotel somewhere in the different direction. And where was I going with this? And so then me and the people that I'm staying with, we go on the tram to get to one of the two Airbnbs that we're staying with. There was a group of 10 of us that were going, and we're staying in an Airbnb, and they were like maybe a block or two apart. And probably better airport than Amsterdam. It's a very small airport, so it's nice and cool. I just sat in a ditch somewhere. Maybe. I never asked. I didn't ask if he was sleeping in a ditch over the weekend. He didn't look like he had slept in a ditch when I saw him at any point. But, hi Biotic, how you doing? You need work to do, but I'll be back soon. Alright. So, because I'd been traveling for, at this point, I had been on my travel day for about 20 hours. I woke up at 1:30 a.m. and I had been traveling all the way through until, at this point, it was about 11 o'clock. Got back from the gym and I'm dead. I'm dead too, but mostly on the inside. And so, once we got off the tram, we went to go and say hi to everyone that I hadn't seen yet, who was pretty much everyone. So there was, oh my god, I need a list here. Let me pull up Discord, because I have the list of people I was staying with here. I'd probably be able to figure it out if I just thought for a second, but you guys know I don't like thinking. So everybody that was staying with the, like, staying in the Airbnbs. Hi, Gwelby, thank you for the follow. Gwelby was actually part of the group as well, but he wasn't in one of the Airbnbs. So we had, in the Airbnb that I was staying in, we had Duvid, we had me, we had Anatha, we had Acorn Bandit, and we had Stamio. In the other Airbnb, oh god, let me figure this one out. We had Vintage Applesauce, Viking, Ruby, Trog, and Leon. Marm and Avid were also there as well, but they were staying in a different place as well. And so that was great. Awesome. Cool. Wonderful. So I go and see them all, hugs, 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 because Viking is somebody I've known for years and is the first time I've seen him. And he's really short, you guys. He says he's 6'4", but I think he might be lying. He might be lying. Don't know about that. Yeah, you know, it just he seems a little bit short to me. Shorter than you. Fuck off, Matt. I've already told the story about how I didn't even recognize you. Anyway, also, I realize we're the same height. We are just the sime height. Or are you just a giant? I am a giant. Matt's actually short too. Anyway, so I said hi to everyone at the Airbnbs that we were staying at, and then I was just like, time for bed. So we all say our goodbyes. We're like, oh great, let's make plans for breakfast in the morning to get up at like 7:30 to go for breakfast somewhere. And we, you know, make our way back, me with my bag, and everyone else without theirs because they were all there already. And so we get back. I find out the sleeping situation. So Duvid and Anathra are in one bedroom. Acorn Bandit has her own. And then, as it turns out, and I only found this out as I was walking in the door, Stam and I were sharing a bed. So, great. Love that. Turned out to be completely inconsequential. But I want to stay for the stories, but I am about to go into exam. The VOD will be going up on, like, YouTube later anyway, but thank you for the lurk, Matt. I appreciate it. Peak bromance. It's, you know what, the funniest thing is, this was also the first time I was meeting Stam. I've known Stam for maybe a few months, and Stam was reaching out to people being like, hey, I don't have anywhere to stay. Do you have a spare space wherever it is? And I was like, I'll ask. And so Stam ended up joining us and staying for in the what was come to be known as the Chill House versus the Hype House. And the reason for the name difference is because the Chill House had a quiet hours of 9 p.m. onwards. Hype House was 11 p.m. onwards, so they could have 2 extra hours of value-added hype. I don't know. Writing the Nuke and Stam fanfic now? Why would you have to write it when I already lived it? Okay, so... I should clarify before anything gets made up here. Nothing happened, we're friends. Okay, great, now that we've got that up out of the way. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. the next morning! Woo! Because I don't know how many people have this issue. I struggle to sleep properly or have a good night's rest in a new place. So if it's a... History will say they're friends. No! Okay. Alright. So I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. And I stayed in bed for about half an hour before I just decided... I guess I better move! And so I did. Hi, Mel! And... you know, I very slowly, like, dragged myself out of bed as to not wake Stam. And I made my way down to the kitchen. It's worth noting, this Airbnb that we had was a house. It was a 4-story house. And the stairs were a nightmare. They were a nightmare. Did you wake up your friend? Sander. No. 4-story? So, on the first floor, there was the hallway and, like, a small bathroom. Up a flight of stairs. You've got the living room, the kitchen. Cool. It's worth noting, and this becomes important later, there's a piano in the living room. This is important later. It's Chekhov's piano. Up another flight of stairs is the main bathroom with the shower and bath. We've got Duvid and Anathra's room, and on the other side of the hall is Acorn's room. Up another flight of stairs, and on the top floor is me and Stam's room. Oh, I just get chills saying it. And across the hall is the balcony. The stairs are a nightmare. The stairs, and this is a bizarre thing that I can actually say, and it's actually valid. The stairs in this Airbnb were sharp. How do you get sharp stairs? Ugh. It was weird. Like, it was... I don't know how to describe it. There's metal on the end of them. Not after Final Destination? Yeah. Like, no lip on them? There was a lip on them, but the lip was metal and sharp. So it was like, I had to be very aware when I was walking up and down the stairs. And it's also worth noting, I had to go up there at 11 after 21 hours of traveling with my bag on for the weekend. So I was exhausted, and I was like, great, I have to climb sharp stairs. So... That was great. But anyway, woke up at 4:30 in the morning, got up, didn't do anything for ages. I actually sat on my phone for a little bit at the chair in the corner of the room. So if Sam had woken up, he would have thought that there was a gay-ass paralysis sleep demon there. Like, honestly, I was just sat there like this while I was charging, because I couldn't just go on it in bed because there was no charger over there. And I was like, during Pride Month... to be fair, it was actually the 31st of May at this point, so whatever. And yeah, that's fine. I eventually got bored of that. Oh, is this about time to mention many households in the Netherlands keep their shoes on in the house? Not me, screw that, but many explain the stairs. Yes, I actually did keep my shoes on in the house as well. But when I wasn't going out, it was like, oh no. Like, if I was being prepared to get ready to go out, it was like, oh, great, awesome, cool. But if I wasn't going out, it was me walking up and down the stairs and thinking, I'm standing on knives. But anyway, it got to a point, I think it was maybe about 5:30 in the morning, that I went downstairs to the kitchen and to the living room, and I just had, like... Again, I ended up just sitting on my phone again down there because I didn't want to just be on my phone sitting upstairs in a thing. And that was chill. And then I look over, and me and my bored ass at 5:30 in the morning think... There's a piano over there. What is the Zoom doing? What is this? There's a piano over there. And so, at... about 5:30 to 7 a.m. in the morning, I decide that it's a good idea to learn to play Clair de Lune on piano. You did not? I did, but because it was a fancy pants Zimmerman piano, they had the pedal that basically mutes all of it, so it was really, really quiet as well. So it wasn't actually as bad as I maybe made it out to be initially. Did you have, like, neighbors? If we did, we didn't hear from them. I'm glad I didn't stay in an Airbnb with you. I was a delight. I was wonderful. How dare you? I learned the start of it. And I can't really read music very well, but I do have great music. You played piano at 5 a.m. I lulled everyone awake with my amazing musistic talent. Speaking of muse, turns out that the Ukrainian woman who drew me twice in the airport told me that I was ethereal and that I was her muse. So, great. So, can't believe it's Twitchcon. I know. Lovely. Yeah, I'm a muse now, so that's not going to go to my head in any way, shape, or form. Imagine waking up in an unfamiliar place here. I also played some of the music I did already know. I did already know. And one of them, which is one that I've always known how to play, is I don't know why this has been one that stuck to my head for so long. Someone Like You by Adele. So I was just playing variations on the chords and the music. I don't know why. I don't know why that. Why? I don't know why. So I played that, again, very quietly, and nobody woke up because of me. Important to note. I also played a bit of Married Life from Up. Do. You know, the one that has everyone in tears by the end of the first sequence of the movie. Woo! So, thought I'd let you know my puppy is watching your stream and is very engrossed. I'm going to start sobbing. I'm going to start sobbing very loudly. And that's before I've read the message of appreciation from Charming. Animals liking my stream probably means more to me than any of you liking my stream. So, I hope you guys don't take that personally. But, anyway. I see how it is. No, you're very rarely here. Get back here. Is she like the screen? Oh, I love that. That's really cute. I am taking it personally. Okay. You can talk about that with your therapist. So, anyway, we go to breakfast and we end up just going to a quick restaurant. All I'm hearing is we should all become furries. That is not what I'm saying. I see Wimpy Kid. Yeah, I read all those books, but we're talking about something else at the moment. And also, hi, Tangy. So everyone eventually wakes up, goes for their shower, yada, 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 yada. Everyone's ready to go. And we go to breakfast. We meet everyone from Hype House. And we go and we get breakfast in this lovely little cafe around the corner from Hype House, where everyone got a big breakfast and I got a chocolate croissant. And I made a point very early on of saying it wrong differently every single time, just to piss people off, because it would be funny. See, Biotic's already mad. That's so funny. Hi, Andy. But yeah. So yeah, I like saying it wrong every single time, and I did. And it was very entertaining. We go all the way to Twitchcon. We get off the tram, and yada, yada, yada. I get in line to get my badge, because everyone went the day before, and I didn't get in until late at night. So they're all saying, oh, you need to get in that line. And the line, mind you, went all the way over the square. Like, long. And they're like, that's your line. And I'm like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah. And so I go and I start to get in that line, and I stand in place for about a minute or so. And then I look slightly to the left, and I see somebody holding up a sign saying, affiliate credential holders, or affiliate credential badge pickup. Yeah. And so I did end up getting in a much, much shorter line that was hidden by the big, long community line. So a little vague for where affiliates had to go. Yeah, and, you know, the partners got a big flashing light in neon above the thing. Yeah, you know, some of those partner perks is actually knowing where to fucking go. So, that was fine. Whatever. Partners got a dancer in a live concert? Yeah, whatever. So I end up getting into line. I do get handed a loot cave, which is the little shop they do in for all the merch. A little menu for all the stuff, and I start to use that. We're still playing Minecraft after this? Not today. Not today. This isn't a Minecraft day. This is a catching up kind of day. I do have a plan for what I want to do with some Minecraft content, but I will talk about that later. And yeah, so I wait in line, I get the badge, I go and meet everyone, and we go to the opening ceremony. So a big line of us all in the opening ceremony. They give us all of the new stuff, which, if you haven't seen, it's all right. They've kind of lowered the requirements for affiliate, and they're making it so that everyone can be monitored. Basically, the first half of the opening ceremony was them talking about how they're making more money. as Twitch. And I was like, okay. And for those of you that don't know about the new like promotions thing that they're doing, there is a thing called treasure trains. I've actually turned them off on my channel. And were they doing like 2 different partner tiers or something? There are different partner tiers, but that's not really necessarily public knowledge. They don't advertise that. But that's for like people who need extra space. But yeah. But basically, I've turned off my treasure trains and promotions because of the fact that the discounted price, I pay for half of it. So it's like the price of the discount is split between me and Twitch. And they did a few other things. They talked about some of the vertical stuff as well. Yeah, the funny thing is that I was planning to go to the Rats SMP panel after the opening ceremony, but I just kept getting lost and caught by people that I hadn't seen in ages. I don't like the new app stuff. Oh, affiliate stuff either. Affiliate barely means anything anymore, honestly. It's kind of sad. I don't mind about the affiliate stuff because, you know what, give as many people as they can the permission to it. Like, the benefits of it, sorry. I don't mind that. I want to see Twitch be profitable because for the last few years, I don't think it has been. So I would like to see that happen. I don't want to see it happen at the expense of user experience. I was half expecting they were going to raise their requirements for partner, if I'm being entirely honest. I thought it was going to go up to 100 or something. Kind of surprised I didn't see that, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, very happy about it, since I'm not even reaching the requirements now. That would be a kick in the teeth. So, so I didn't end up going to the Rats SMP panel because A, couldn't find it, B, ended up being caught out talking to a lot of other people anyway, and C, I had to spend a lot of time racking my brain about people whose faces I didn't recognize, but I knew. Because I made a tweet about this specifically before going, because I knew it would happen. And the badges, if you'll let me show you. These are the badges. Hold on 1 second. So this is the badge that you got. And this is my name right at the bottom. Tiny name. And imagine somebody like sitting there like this. Can you read my name? No, of course you can't. It's oh. Very, very, very frustrating. I hated that. Yeah. You know what? It's kind of okay. Like, I'm kind of okay with it because they're plastic this year instead of the paper ones that they've had the last few years. So it was actually, like, it is actually nice now. So I don't mind it so much. But the names are too small. The names are too small. So that was that. The badges were really nice, the names were too small to actually read. And so whenever I would come up to somebody, their name would actually be the wrong way around as well. So I would be like, I would have to awkwardly ask them to turn their badge around so I could see who I was fucking talking to. And I was like, I think about like 4 out of 5 times on the first day, it was somebody who I had met the year before and who I should have realistically known. But because I only see these people's faces once a year, completely out of my memory. And there was one person in particular who I don't really, like, I don't actually hold this against them, but they were constantly being like, oh, I can't believe you forgot me. I can't believe you forgot me. Oh, man, this is a shame. You should have known better. And I was like, I'm genuinely trying so hard. I'm so sorry. I can only say it so many times. And I was just like, please don't make me feel bad about this because I already feel bad. It's going to be so fun screwing with you next year knowing this. Well, now you're just a dick. I'm going to recognize you by your dickish aura. So, whatever. So, I end up saying hi to a lot of people and doing all that. I'll be there next year. I'm going to try and be there next year because hopefully I'm going to have more money next year. Yay. I can imagine making a silly joke about that. I don't know if they were being serious or not, but it was going for just long enough where it could have been misconstrued as them being serious. So I'm just going to be like, if I see your face a lot, or I've known what you've looked like for a number of years now, so say people like Lexi or Mel, like, I'm not going to have a problem with that. Biotic, I genuinely might have trouble recognizing you because it's been a number of years and I've met you twice or 3 times. So I will probably struggle to recognize you if you are going next year. Yeah, so, like, and the thing is, just please don't be offended if I don't recognize you. I remember your name. I remember your name, and that's the most. There was somebody that came up to me and said hi, whose name I actually didn't recognize, and they were like, it's okay, I usually just lurk in your streams, and I was like, you were a godsend! You're amazing! So that was nice. I might be buffer next year. Oh, sweet, okay, cool. So that was pretty much the majority of my day. I did end up going to the MC management panel, so this is for like event management and stuff like that. That was really fun. It was actually so busy that they had to move us to a bigger hall, and it still didn't fit everyone. So that was a really nice, and especially because did I know everyone on that panel? There was Orbit, Wraith, Apple, Ajax, and Wolf. Yeah, I know all of them. Yeah, I know all of them. So that was really nice to see, and I was very proud of them for that. And Orbits did a great job. It was his panel, so I was very proud of him for that. I don't get offended because someone I know well came up to me and I had no clue who it was for ages. Faces of Memory is hard. So there was somebody that came up to me just after my meet and greet who I've met both times at like 2 or 3 times at Twitchcon now, who I thought was somebody else because I was waiting on somebody else. And I'm not going to be saying any names for that, but I did say to somebody who was like, this is them. And then I realized afterwards that I looked at their badge and I was like, it was literally that. I was like, fuck. Oh, God. I was in 70 people got rejected. 70 people. Wow. That's actually quite impressive. Well, it's a shame, but it's impressive. I need to go into the gym for a few months now. People at work been saying I look a lot better now. Oh, that's amazing. I'm really happy for you. I need to do that, but I can't really afford a membership at the moment, so it's all an excuse. It's all an excuse, and I suck at it. But yeah, so I met a few people there that I hadn't met yet. Lagundo, I hadn't met him yet, and I've known him for years, and oh my god, I was... He got a huge hug, and then we got a photo the next day. This is a little bit of an offside, but I called Lagundo the next day and realized we hadn't had a photo yet, and so we go over to get a photo, and I can't remember who took it, but there was a moment where we were just kind of like we were, a hug, and then we were like, oh, we're getting blinded by the light, and then Lagundo just starts going, the light, and naturally, as one person does, you join in. So there is a video now of me and Lagundo somewhere going, the light, and I don't know where that is, but I'm gonna need to ask him for it. So during the light, so oh, it's probably worth noting. I should probably make this story point before I go on to the community meetup because Xander's going to be pissed if I skip it. So as we are walking through the convention and just checking out some of the exhibitors that are there, I feel my phone buzz and I pick it up and I'm like, who's calling me? This is weird. Turns out Xander's calling me because he felt bad. I don't know if he felt bad. He said he wasn't going to make it to the community meetup, and I knew that because he wasn't there, and was just asking me how my time was. And so, for all my interactions with Xander appear like we actually hate each other, it seems like only I hate him. So I was there. No, you weren't. You're not gonna gaslight me here. You're not going to gaslight me here into thinking you were actually there. You weren't. You weren't. Try some walking. What? Oh, I just got some. Oh, God, I miss him. If you can find space for some. Wait, oh, God, everyone. Mel and Biotic are just having a conversation, and I just ignored it entirely. Work out at home. Woo! Nuke, I was there. You just didn't notice me. Well, how could I notice you? You're so short. You wouldn't know if I was there, would you? Yeah, I would. I feel like I definitely would. Anyway, so after the community, like after the management panel, we're standing out there for a little bit, and I had a couple of other people say hi to me before they ran off for the Owen, Beck, and Elle meet and greet. I didn't actually realize it was at the same time. I just saw that ours was earlier in the day, and I was like, let's not do it at the same time as ours, because then I'll feel bad. So then I did it in the same time as 3 other people instead. Typical. So the amount of badges, I signed a few weird things during TwitchCon, actually. I got asked to sign a lot of badges, and that was fine. I was kind of expecting to sign badges this year around because people were asking me last year as well. In addition to them, I signed a cereal box. I think it was Cocoa Pops. And I signed a chopping board. Somebody had a wooden chopping board, and I'm like, can you sign this? I was like, sure. Caden? Oh, you know them. Okay. That's so funny. Oh, it's great. It's also worth noting that during TwitchCon, they got the like affiliates and partners. They all get little gifts when they get in. Affiliates got a little tote bag and a badge, like an Elden Ring badge or whatever. So we had a nice little tote bag to bring with us, which was, thank God for that, because I ended up getting gifted a lot of stuff that wouldn't have made it away from me otherwise. I didn't get that. You had to go up after getting your badge, and you could just go up to a desk that was to the side of the check-in and be like, hello, and get that. So, yeah. So, yeah, community meetup. I did that for what ended up being an hour and 15 minutes or something. But people coming up to me saying hi, asking me to sign their badges. It was really nice. It was really, really nice. Everyone got the bag? Everyone got the bags. I know that the partners got an engraved water bottle as well. You know, of course. But it was a really, really nice experience. Alfie and a couple of others, I can't remember I think it was Mina. Was it Alfie and Mina? Is it you two? I know there were 2 or 3 people there that were there early. And I actually felt bad for being early to my own meet and greet, because there were other people that had been waiting for longer than I was. So I was like, oh shit, sorry. And Alfie, bless them, was like mentioned on multiple occasions that they were nervous to say hi. And I was like, no, don't be nervous. I'm just a guy. Also, hold on, there's been a ping in the... Oh, they've done a pre-release for 1.21.6. Another one. What have they done? Cool. Basically nothing. All right, cool. Yeah, so it was a really, really nice experience. People were asking, like, people like got photos, came up to me, like I met a good few people that had been that I had dodged all day apparently. So Topsy and Lexi, I dodged them all day, not on purpose, mind you, but somehow managed to dodge them all the time. Got to ask you and Mel to sign my book. No, really? Oh, rip. Oh well. There's always next year. And yeah, it was really nice. Silver was on Charming's phone. Charming came up, gave me my letter, and was also on FaceTime with Silver. which was really funny. I was like, oh my god, hi! Sure, not on purpose. Yeah. It seems like a few people forgot to get photos with me. Maybe I should, I don't know how meet and greets work. Do I ask people, do you want a photo with me? Because that feels egotistical. I'm like, oh, you want a photo with me so bad. I didn't get many photos either, but that's mostly because my camera's fucked. So just ask them, yeah, I really should, shouldn't I? I was so nervous, but it was great. Oh, I feel bad if people were nervous. I don't want to give that impression. Oh, I don't want people to be nervous. I want people to be comfortable. I mean, I understand, to be fair, but also, no. I had someone force people to take a photo with me. That's great. You can also ask for pictures. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if they want a signature, just ask them if they want to pick as well. Yeah. I forgot to take photos this year apart from the bees. The bees were so great. I was overstimulated while meeting you. I was suffering. Oh my god, Charming, I'm sorry. Overstimulated in a good way? That can't possibly be right. But I just made people take pics with Strick. Yes, and I kissed him. So moving on to the next story point. We're still on day what? I ate him? Valid. After that, me and my group, we meet up at the end and we go back to Hype House and chill out and yada yada. The irony. And then we're deciding what to do for dinner. The night after TwitchCon was fairly non-event because I was pretty tired from waking up at 4:30 in the morning. So me and I think there was about 8 of us that ended up going to a pizza place just down the road. And, oh, gotta tell you, delicious. I had a pizza with soft ham on it. Ooh. Same as 2 other people at my table, actually. We're 8 people split into 2 tables. And it was so nice. I put chili flakes on mine as well. Delicious. So anyway, that was that. We go back afterwards to Hype House and chill for another little while. And that's into the late hours of the night as well. We're there until about 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Like, just chilling, chatting, just, enjoying each other's company, because these are the people who I've, a lot of them who I've just met, or people who I've known online for a long time. Speaking of, I got selected for a Model United Nations project for my school, and they give pizza to all the contestants because it's a cool thing that people do. Awesome. So yeah, then we eventually all just go back to the chill house and head to bed. I think, was Stam out at this point? I think Stam went out with some of the people from the One Shot crew, who I met the next day. So yeah, we wake up as usual. I did sleep better. We're now into day 2, of TwitchCon. So we're now into June 1st, Pride Month. Whoop whoop. I exist again. Wonderful. The gates have been spotted. Let's go. And we're not in as much of a rush because the second day of a convention is always much more lax than the first day, where everyone's running around hectic trying to find everyone. And yeah. So we go in, we're hanging out as usual. A lot of it was just hanging out with people. I find a couple people, this is when me and Lagundo get the light. That photo / video. Stam and I go and meet up with the One Shot crew, which is Viper, Blunding, Poof, Milu. I mean, those are the only 4 from One Shot, but also, hold on, Bikini Bottom, and push it somewhere else! Hi, Andy! Thank you for the raid! What the heck? Oh my god, oh god, how do I do a quick recap of everything I've talked about for the last hour? Welcome on in, Raiders. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Nukeri. I am a streamer from Scotland. I usually play Minecraft, but because I've just had a lovely weekend at Twitchcon EU, I am just going over the entire story, as well as going to go over the gifts later, and probably cry. So yeah, if any of you were at TwitchCon, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend as well. We are currently on to day 2 of... yeah, basically that's my recap. We're on to day 2 of my trip in TwitchCon. Day 2 of TwitchCon. Facebook. So, travelled for 21 hours to go from Scotland to Rotterdam on the first day because I'm an idiot. First day was awesome. Did a community meetup, signed a lot of stuff, got a lot of photos, got a lot of gifts. Awesome. Went out for pizza that night. Great. Awesome. Cool. And now we are up to day 2 of TwitchCon. And yeah, well, yeah, so I hang out with the one-shot crew for just a little bit before going back and meeting my friends, because it's maybe about midday at this point. Did you fly the wrong way around? No, I had a 12-hour layover in Stansted, London, because I saved 50 quid. Woo! Idiot. This me, I'm an idiot. I can feel my wrist clicking a lot. Okay. And so it was basically just hanging around. We walked around some of the stalls a little bit. It was awesome, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Did you go as well, Andy? I don't see if you have a badge there or not. But if you did, I hope you had a great time. £15 for 12 hours. No thanks. Yeah, I only paid attention to the price when I was booking it and didn't pay attention to it afterwards. So I was like, great. I went, awesome. Well, I hope you had a wonderful weekend as well. So then by about midday, we're starting to plan what we're going to do to get into MCC, because MCC was obviously live this year again. And I sent Elle a message earlier in the day as well, because there was an early announcement from her that she was dropping out due to some flare-ups with chronic illness. And I was like, that's it's such a shame, because, you know, Elle is a lovely person and doesn't deserve to be dealing with that, but unfortunately it does happen. And Lexi did a great job of standing in for her, so that was awesome. I was at the con in the bathroom selling gum and various toiletries in the men's bathroom. Okay, cool. So anyway, we're planning on what to do with the... I'm just skipping over that. We were planning on what to do, and basically what we decided was that... We wanted to go and get our seats early. So we wanted to... It started at 2. We wanted to be there at 1:30 to get into line for it opening at 2. What we didn't realise was that chess was still going on. So Anna Cramling's Grand Chess Tour was happening as well. So we basically just went straight in and sat down. And... as somebody who enjoys a bit of chess, pretty good actually, pretty good. The final was duos or something. We just stayed for that. We just watched on server. Yeah, that's exactly what we did as well. So we ended up going in and seeing this. We were like far back, but not too far back. We were probably like middle of the middle. So that was fun. And I had an amazing time. So... then MCC is about to get underway, and, you know, we were sat there in the stands watching them kind of change up the sets and all that kind of stuff. Take great pride in my work, as you should. Gonna go do some work again. All right, Mel, see you in a bit. And I was smart. I said before we went, we were sat down having lunch in the food court. And I say to everyone, okay, if we're gonna go, let's all go to the bathroom first and just, you know, be all set for that. And it turns out I'm the only one that went to the bathroom, because for the next 3 hours, everyone else was like, gonna go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I told you. There were some people that, as soon as we sat down, I was smart, I already know it's that, fuck you. We sat down, 3 people got up to go to the bathroom. The second we sat down, 10 minutes after, I was like, let's just go to the bathroom now and just, you know, sort that out. And I was still just there like, these guys. Yeah, I told you so. So it literally was. Like, I think about like 75% of the people that were like, no, I'll be fine. ended up going to the bathroom, and I was like, ah, well, sucks for you. I pissed earlier. So, woo. So we watched the end of chess. Great, riveting content. You missed out on the group pissing. I know. How are you supposed to bond with your friends if you don't piss together? Ugh. Whatever. 1 second. There we go. So yeah, we basically just wait for MCC to start, and then it starts. We see Wade and JoJo. Again, little bit of a side note. I am so fucking proud of Wade. JoJo too, but I've known Wade closer for longer. The way that when Wade was announced, half of the audience was cheering his name. I was about to cry right there and then. I might still cry now. Dude, I'm so proud of him. There's actually something going into my eye. Is that an eyelash? What's happening? Whatever. But no. So proud of Wade. Honestly. Amazing. Wade photobombed my photo with Lagundo. That's funny. Wade did so well, it was so epic. It was amazing. Wade and JoJo both did an incredible job. The host did an incredible job as well. His name's escaping me now. But everyone who was part of the team production, Nox crew, all did incredible. All of the teams did amazing. All of it, like, it's weird seeing it live, because when you're first watching it, it's like, this isn't as hype as it should be. You're thinking that on the first game, and by like the 5th and 6th game, you're like, yeah! In your chairs. So, like, me and my group were rooting specifically for Purple Team, because Avid, who was in our group for the entire weekend, was on Purple Team. And so we were like, every single time Avid's name popped up on that screen, we were like, it's him. There were people on either side of me in our group who had his stream up as well. And so because they very rarely showed his face on the big screen, despite it being a very handsome face. So, like, give him the airtime! Give him the damn airtime! It was Topsy's first MCC and she got so into it. As you should! As you absolutely should. Twitchcon was amazing night, thank you for asking. There was a few hype reactions and we should be screaming. Oh, it was so amazing. Dude, like, I was rooting for Blancorp, you go fuck yourself. I really loved the whole bit they were doing with Blancorp, and hilarious during Pride Month, by the way. We had people looking at me and my friends wrong because we were cheering loudly and for the French team, like we just had to. You know what? That's kind of fair, though. I understand that. It's kind of like, I understand football fans now. I understand football now. Baglane was in a box, don't make me giggle. So Ruby and Vintage, also from our group, were made into box heads, and I thought it was so funny because Ruby stood out. Because Ruby said after the fact that they tied their hair up to try and avoid being as recognizable, but some of her hair was just down the back. And we're like, there's Ruby! Spotted! Got ya! That was funny. But yeah, no, that was really funny. I believe Viking was on the end, and I believe he... Can't remember what he did. Did he do one of the noises? I think he maybe did one of the noises of the mobs when the host was coming up and down the stairs being like, who wants to do a voice of a mob or whatever? Who knows their Minecraft sounds? Viking being loud as fuck, by the way. Not a bad thing. He always got the attention of people whenever that would happen. I think he did one of the voices. I can't remember what it was for, though. Oh, well. But all of this entire MCC was just simply a precursor for Pink. Because I did not expect last year to be topped. I went because it's MCC and I have friends in there and I wanted to cheer them on. I was not expecting what happened. For those of you that somehow managed to miss it, green and pink made it to Dodgebolt. Green gets up 2 rounds. KVix, thank you for the follow, by the way. I really appreciate it. Green gets up 1 round. Pink gets up 1 round. Green gets up another round. And in that round where it's 2 to 1, when you only need 3 to win, it's a 4v1 against Amesy. And everyone in the audience is thinking, it's over, innit? It wasn't over. It wasn't over. It wasn't over. I had faith. You know what? I'll be real, because I spoke to Amy about this later that night as well. Amy did not know that they were going to do that. So in a 4v1, insurmountable odds, Amesy clutches up and takes out 2 of them. And again, I was talking to them about this later that night, because she actually recognized me from 2022 when we were all hanging out in Amsterdam. And they were talking about how they're in the clip, they literally crack their neck and just shoot. Oh, it's such, that's gonna go, that's history. I don't think I can say anything, but that's history. Per Greens, I'm gonna be so real. I was rooting against Green the whole time. I was like, I think it's just because that was the same team as last year, with the exception of one person. I was like, can we not have the tryhards be on the same team again? Get different people. I'm still really proud of them for doing so well, and I feel I think it was Jojo at one point making a comment about how somebody could get an overwhelming point majority and still lose. And then that's exactly what happened again this year. Oh, it was amazing. And when that final round came down to just Sandwich, I was like, my guy, he's got this. And he then clutched up. I know it makes sense that they're all on the same team because they're all German, but I assume there's more than 5 German people who stream Minecraft. That's where I was getting at. Not because they were all German and on the same team because of that, because, there's more than 5 German Minecraft streamers who deserve that platform. So yeah. Yes, there is 6. But anyway, so comes down to Sandwich as the last person. 2v1 against him. He has both of the things, both of the arrows. I'm like, my guy's got this. And lo and behold, he got this. So I'm not ashamed to say I actually cried a little. Because Sandwich is my friend and somebody who I've known for a couple of years now at this point again. And so the last 2 hours so fast, he's actually incredible. And I've spoken to Sandwich a couple of times about this and how he puts a lot of pressure on himself to do well in events because of how good of a player he is. He puts that pressure on himself as well because of how people's expectations of how he's going to perform. And I'm so glad that he won and clutched up to get that win, because I know how hard he's been on himself in past as a result of getting second or something. And we've won an event together as well. There's a VOD of that up. There's a video up of that somewhere on my YouTube. It was when we played Tubnet's thing. Did you meet Benji or not? Yes, I did. It was during my meet and greet. Yeah. Yellow Yak said Blancor banner didn't go down and everything. Yes, that was so funny as well. That was great. I have no signal to rip Alfie, dang. But no, that was I was so proud of him. I gave him a hug afterwards because I had to wait on a couple of people anyway. And so on our way out, I saw him and Neb, FaZe, and Jack, and a few others. And I popped around and gave him the biggest hug. Because I was like, you really deserve this, man. Because it was it was just so nice. I was like, I can't. I'm still emotional about it. It's such a crazy ass MCC. Like, I was a bit baffled by the fact that the hosts, as they were interviewing them at the end, didn't mention the 1v4. I was like, you're not gonna address that, okay? Second time that's ever happened. I think the first time was Ash Swag, wasn't it? But oh my god, what an incredible way to end up TwitchCon as well. And then just immediately following that, I met another few people that I hadn't met before, and I'm afraid I actually don't remember who gave me this, but somebody very quickly gave me a printout of a screenshot from my stream. Well, not a screenshot from my stream, but an edited screenshot of my stream. But I'll show that later, because I think that's in the pile somewhere. Is it here? Yep. Hope you like the sticker. I did. I need to ask you, because I can't remember. Cyber, were you the one that gave me the MILF sticker? Or am I making that up? Because I know you gave me one, and I can't remember if you gave me the MILF one as well. Yes, fantastic. Okay, good. Because I had you written down for something else, and I couldn't remember who gave me the other one. From Wednesday to know that to they're a bad player in the spirit of Pride Month. Yeah, absolutely. Man, I love fishing? Yes, exactly. So, yeah, that was the end of that, and Avid had told us, because there was an unofficial after party for MCC, and he had like unlimited +1s, that he could just bring all of us. And funnily enough, same place I spent my birthday last year. So yeah, Barry has cursed me as they asked me, are you the MILF guy? That's outstanding. I love that. And so we quickly go back to our Airbnbs and drop off all of our stuff that we got, as, you know, in order to not lose any of it. A couple of people went for showers to get that con sweat off of them. And then we headed over to the bar and the restaurant where we were all having the after party. So, said hi to a good few people. Said hi to Avondale, who is one of the co-owners of Nox Crew, and a few others. It was actually, I believe it was the social lead of Mojang that was there as well, which I didn't actually say hi to, but he smiled at me, so that's nice. So, you know, really out here networking. Caught up with a bunch of people that I hadn't seen yet. I spoke to Amesy, who, you know, as I already said, was like, blown away, and, you know, gave a hug as well. Towards the end of the night, I ended up speaking to Toby Tubbo for the first time in person, actually. It was very brief because we were on our way out at that point, but it was like, hi. I said, hi, Nuke. He was like, yeah, did I know? I was like, you know? What do you mean? Because, like I said, well, last time that Toby would have seen me would have been probably on stream, or, you know, through any kind of media, where I had longer hair. So, like, I would have looked like this. And I don't know how different I look with my hair up as opposed to down in person, but he recognized me and said hi. He was like, yeah, dude, I know. How are you doing? I was like, great, awesome. You were fucking green. And so that was a nice little interaction just as we were leaving. So, you look the same? Fair enough, I'll take that. So that was a nice little interaction as I was leaving. I'll show him a message later to say it was nice to see him and, you know, all that. Avid was getting progressively annoyed at me throughout the night, actually, as well, because of the amount of people that I know. He called over Scott at one point and said, I want to introduce you to my other gay Scottish friend. And Scott just looks at me and looks at him and goes, yeah, I've known Nook for 3 years. And Avid just kind of looked at me, because I think I mentioned that I knew Scott, but maybe he just didn't notice when I said that and was like, great. I was also in the middle of Avid and Kambam having what I think was them flirting aggressively by flipping each other off. Not too clear on what that interaction was, but it was kind of like watching a tennis match where I was like... And it was just constantly like... I'm like, okay, cool. This is fine. This makes sense. I understand this lore. And so that was chill. Who else did I speak to? I spoke to Zam, I spoke to Pangi, Luki. Zam and Pangi I've not seen since like 2022 when I met them for the first time. I've chatted with them since, but never in person. So it was really nice to see them as well. I met Rekrap as well for the first time. Didn't know what he looked like, so when he was like, "Hi, I'm Parker," I was like, "Oh, yeah, dude, of course I know who you are." So that was nice. Jesus Christ, I met so many people. Oliver Whelmed, he was there for it as well, which, I spoke to him a couple times during the convention, but we actually had to sit down and a nice catch up because we were quite close a while back. So it was nice to hear about how he's been doing, what he's been doing, and all that kind of stuff. That was prep for the football game. That was the next day that I couldn't go to because I was on the flight home. Yay. So yeah, that was maybe from about 6:30 till 11 o'clock when they stopped, and then, we dipped out from there. Who else was there? I don't want to forget anybody, but I can't remember if I saw anybody else that... I don't think I met anybody else there. I very likely did. I think I said a quick hi to Elle as well, who was there. Said hi to Beck as well. I did say hi to Beck, actually. Yeah, Beck was there. Don't speak to Beck that often, but congratulated her on all of her stuff as well, and how she performed in MCC. Didn't actually see Owen. I'm pretty sure he was there, but I didn't see him. So I didn't get a chance to say hi to him either. Quick hi and bye from Apple for you to get to the return home. So, yeah, all in all, that was a really nice night. Owen kind of vanished after MCC. I don't know. I know he spent, or is spending, the next couple of days with Luan, just enjoying Rotterdam and, having all that. Just kind of chilling out with that. There we go. Is that how you get me to stay in the streams, tell a story where I appear not once but twice? Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you've stayed for this long. But no, it was a really, really nice time after the convention to just kind of unwind and have a few cocktails. And I ordered chicken strips, and I'm not making this up. They might have been the best chicken strips I've ever had in my life. They were great. They were boiling, but they were fantastic. And yeah, I got major FOMO after that one-shot photo. Haha, just come next time. Just show up next time, Gutty. What are you doing? I did. Yeah, just show up next year. Easy. But yeah, that was... I think that basically sums up TwitchCon. Then the next day, I was in Africa. That's a skill issue. That's a skill issue. I spent 12 hours in Stansted. And that's before the trip home. So... So anyway, on day number 4, after we all went to bed, woke up, got ready to go home, because everything was packed at this point. Go over, say bye to everyone. It was me and David, we were leaving first. So we ended up going and getting our respective ways back to the airports and all that. I meet up with Bit and with Matt, because as it turns out, they're on the same flight as me again. Complete coincidence. So we all end up in Rotterdam, the Hague airport, just chilling out. I went and had a tikka masala wrap for my breakfast. Don't know why. Flight was at like 1 p.m. So then get on that, fly back. It wasn't full again, but I got a seat next to Bit because I checked in late. And then I had another 8-hour wait. I had another 8-hour wait in Stansted. So over the course of 4 days, I spent about 22 hours in London Stansted Airport. So this is when I ended up doing a bit of exploring and actually finding the additional seating that had comfier chairs. So that was nice, you poor soul. I did it to myself. Like, I did it to myself, whatever. But anyway, so I didn't have any Ukrainian women drawing me this time round, but I did just have a nice quiet area to sit and read my book and go on my phone and all that. And then it gets to about maybe 7, 8 o'clock before I go to get on my flight back up to Edinburgh. And I go and grab dinner. There's a place in London Stansted called Itsu. It was basically a little sushi bar. So I went and got a little plastic tub of sushi, salmon sushi, and some avocado stuff. Very nice. Love a bit of sushi. And at this point, I've gone completely insane. My brain's gone. So I'm like, you know what? Somebody called me on Discord the other day while I was at the convention. Let's just call Xander back, see how he's doing. I clearly picked the wrong time. Because he called me back, to my understanding, angry. Every time that Xander picks up the phone and I'm calling him, it's always with irritation in his voice. To what I understand, he was streaming with his brother at this point. I might have gotten that wrong. I always sound angry. Yes, I know. I'm very well aware of that. And most of the time, it's because you are angry. At least with me. I'm a very frustrating individual. But anyway, so it was a very quick call. Yeah, because his brother was streaming and he was playing as well. And it was like hooked up to the PS3 or whatever. I was just done crashing out. That's great. So I called you mid crash out. Is that what happened? That's actually kind of amazing. Anyway, so that call lasted about a minute because naturally he doesn't want to talk to me. And so then I'm just making my way over to the gate and get on my flight back up to Edinburgh. Then I missed my bus home. But not really, but I missed the first bus home. And I ended up waiting for another hour in Edinburgh to get the airport shuttle back up to my city from midnight. Luckily, my brother was awake and ready and able to give me a lift home, so that was very nice of him. So big ups problem, not Dyer. Dyer can't drive. But yeah, that basically sums up my 4-day trip to the Netherlands and back, most of which time was spent in an airport. Now, what I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting for more than anything else. The gifts. What did people give me at Twitchcon? A lot. I'm ready. Charming, yours is coming last, and I hope you know it's coming last. But, let me get this big old pile of loot over here. Oh god, okay. So this is absolutely not going to be in chronological order. But, you know, I'll just kind of pick it up and show it off as I can. So the first thing I got was basically, as I get to the Airbnb for meeting everybody, I get a gift from Ruby. Ruby Co. made a bunch of art for different people who were in our group, as well as an extra couple of people. And so instead of this being shown around, I had this. I had a holographic player card of myself that Ruby had made. Like, look at how sick that is. That is absolutely incredible. It's actually not showing up too great on camera because of that. Oh, there we go. It's absolutely incredible. That's Ruby's. Ruby made about, I want to say about 15 of these. Because it was like, there were 10 of us in the group. And yeah. It's so incredible. I'm going to be very genuinely honest. Did not know Ruby was an artist. So yeah, that was very cool. I also got from Ruby and Vintage, I got a couple of bracelets, neither of which say my name. Now, I've made it very clear how much I dislike the whole skibbity rigma stuff. What you're playing? I'm playing just chatting. I'm telling my stories from Twitchcon. So, naturally, what my friends had to do for me was they made me a skibbity bracelet, but with 2 eyes, like my Minecraft username. And they said they made a backup in case I hated that. And, you know, I didn't say in so many words that I hated that, but they could kind of tell that I hated that. And so instead, they hit me with the oops. It says oops on it. I can't. They hit me with oops. So that was affectionately dubbed the Skibadoops. And so that was that. Now, this is the lanyard that I got. And then later on during I think it was the second day, maybe the end of the first day. Oh, this was actually around when I had my meet and greet. I met Saith. So Saith, I can never get the username right. Saith's Fuff? I call her Faith because that's who she is to me. She gave me this keyring. This little chain. It's really cute, actually. It's got like this little blue console on it. It's so cute. So amazing. It's great. I actually this was one of the few things I attached to my lanyards over the entire weekend. I don't attach much to these things, and I don't usually get signatures on them either because I like the nice clean aesthetic of them. Happy to ruin it for other people by signing theirs, but I usually tend to keep it to myself. Now, a lot of these I actually do know who gave me them because either they're in chat or I have it written down or it says very clearly on them. Now, the next thing, and just because I see Katie in chat, I have a little crocheted bee. To my understanding, Katie did 66 of these before getting exhausted. And so it's got a little thing on the bottom of it saying Tiny Katie's TwitchCon bee number 47. 69? Oh, nice. So we've got a little bee here now, which is just the cutest little thing. It's blushing as well. I didn't even realize this. He's a little he's blushing. Oh. Now, this is another thing that I absolutely adore with my entire heart and soul. Pot Goblin! So for those of you that have watched me in any biome battle ever, you will have seen a version of this little guy. This is a Pot Goblin that was 3D printed by Dijon, who is, as you all know, a very, very talented developer. And so I just kind of caught him at one point as I was waiting in the Minecraft management panel, and I was like, Dijon! And after, of course, giving him a massive hug, because I love the guy, I was like, do you have any of the pot goblins yet left? And he was like, yes, I do. And so, yeah, now he is... I did talk about maybe doing like a little art stream where I actually paint him and give him accurate colors instead of, you know, bright blue. But I don't know if I'll do that yet or not. We'll maybe see. This one here. Another little bee. Tiny little Lego bee. This is from Quilby. Quilby actually followed earlier and was part of the group and was staying in... He wasn't staying in one of the Airbnbs, but he was part of the group and was hanging around with us. So, yeah, that was really cute as well. He gave us the option of a normal bee or an Angie bee. I went for a little neutral bee because chill. This little fox here, this came from Fanity, who I saw very briefly. Saw Fanity, gave me a hug, offered me one of these, and I was like, yes, I would love a tiny fox, thank you very much. Basically, if I get offered something at TwitchCon, I'm like, yes, please. So that was that. Of course, we have MILF sticker. This was Cyberchamp. Not much left to be said. Man, I love fishing. Big ol' MILF me. These were a couple things that came from TwitchCon themselves. That's a Logitech thing, and this is I think these are Elden Ring stickers. These were just in the goodie bag that you got as an affiliate. Up next, we have got a couple of things by, I always get the name wrong. I call them Minty. as the artist. I know that's not how you pronounce it, and I can never get it right whenever I try, but I got from Minty Draws, have a lovely day, a lovely pin of me, as well as, boom, there we go. And it also came with a bunch of stickers. So Minty is a fantastic artist, and a very, like, has one of the most distinct styles that I've seen around for a long time. I always see Minty's art on people's profiles on, like, their, like, in their branding, and I always see this kind of thing, and I'm like, it's such a unique style, and it really captures my pencil neck. Like, it really captures how thin my neck is, doesn't it? So, yeah. And it came in a nice little bag as well. That was very sweet, and I was very happy to get some Minty art because, yeah, as I said, very, very talented. Up next, we've got a little sticker. I hope I'm not getting this wrong. I believe this was Topsy that gave me this. I wrote it down that it was Topsy, and I hope I'm not wrong in that. I'm pretty sure I'm right. So I got a lovely little sticker from Topsy. Lovely. I got a few business cards. I got one from Viking because Viking was there, and I was like, yes, please. So if you guys want to check out Viking, oh, there we go. My nail polish is chipped to all fuck. But yeah, there's Viking. Lovely guy, great guy, love him to bits. Up next we got Cozy Mel, your local celestial godmother. So boom. Then the other side. They're so well produced. I wish I made some myself. Up next we've got May, or with May X, for those of you that don't know them by just May, with a pin on called Certified S tier as well. And I don't know if that's me being certified as an S tier, or if that's May just patting themselves on the back as a certified S tier. But you can already tell again, that's a Minty art right there. You can tell immediately, because it's so distinctive as an art style. I think that's great. Up next, we've got a couple of stickers we got from Rax. And I said this to Rax as well. May is S tier? Yes, as well. But I didn't know if it was just... I didn't know if it was May just patting themselves on the back, or if May was also being like, you're an S tier too, you know? Anyway, I gave this compliment to Raxon because Rax has one of the cutest models I've ever seen as a VTuber. So this is a couple of stickers that I got from Rax. Rax is a little cute chicken kind of character that they use. And so that was great. The second day, we caught Orbit, and I got a pin from him about Inside MC. Nobody gives me anything. Just become a famous streamer. Or say hi to streamers. Like, a lot of them, like, a lot of these people that have brought stuff to are streamers who are like, hey, have this. And I'm like, yes, please, I love stuff. So yeah, now we're running out of things here, but we are. Oh, here's the other Cyberchamp thing. I knew there were two. So we got this from Cyberchamp as well. I killed God. Naturally, we've all been there with a little thing on the back for their Twitch link. So if you would like to go and follow the person that killed God, feel free. But you already are. I got a couple of things on different situations of biome battle stickers. So I got two from Bit while I was waiting with him in the airport. If you want stuff, give stuff out. Valid. Good to know. So we've got the Earth as the first sticker. I got to pick two out. I was going to go for all of them, but that felt like a hassle and also selfish. So I only got two. Next up, we've got Capybara on a skateboard. And I want to say, Katie, you gave me this last one. I might be wrong, but we got Cake Zoglin. Or Cake Hoglin. But yeah, that's how I built a successful stickers exchange system. I love that. So I have now 3 stickers from my... you know, I'll just say it. Favorite event. Like, Biome Battle is my favorite event that I get to play in. It's so unique. It's awesome. I got a couple of extra things here as well before we move on to the big ticket items of people. So Alfie, I know Alfie was struggling to watch the stream because of the internet, but Alfie came up and gave me the option of what color talking fish I wanted. So I have an origami talking fish now. That, yeah. Which is just really, really funny. I love it. It was an entire like ice cream tub, like bursting with them. There were so many. It was very cool. Tari gave me the option of what kind of cat sticker I wanted, so I've got a little black cat covered in paint. Very cute. Esteve le poisson. Esteve le poisson. Now, I got a little bag here from Cosmic Mess. Ta-da. It's specifically for me. It has my name on it and everything. Now, this came with a few things, and every one of them were much more confusing than the last. So, first things first, got a Cosmic Mess sticker, giving me some flowers, because I deserve flowers, and I'm a handsome little boy. Good, thank you for checking in. Next up, and the exact reasoning for this was because I'm a bomb. I got a Darumaka Pokemon card. Never considered it to be a bomb before, but I'll take it. I'll always accept a gift. Next up, and again, let me say, it gets more confusing than a Pokemon card. Next up, we've got George with his dinosaur. I could not tell you why Cosmic wanted to give me this. Couldn't tell you for the life of me why. I'd probably message him and be like, hey dude, are you okay? Because the last thing that he gave me, and it's still very confusing, as well as the fact that I actually knew his name, was one of the minions. This isn't even a sticker. This is cut out from the back of something. I don't know what the hell this is. This is either Bob, Stuart, or Kevin. I can't remember which one it is now, but I said it at the time. I wanted to say it was maybe Bob. I don't know. So I have this now. That's definitely a cereal box. Yeah, I'm very confused. Stuart? Is it Stuart? I don't know. But anyway, so that was that. And that's probably the weirdest thing I got this TwitchCon. And that's actually quite a compliment, because I could have gotten a lot weirder things. But, you know, not including the skibadoops. So, yeah. Oh, also, as I was walking out, somebody gave me a print off, and I can't remember who it was that gave me it now, but I got a print off of me in the green screen with Sonic and Shadow aggressively making out. Look at how happy I am. Look at how happy I am with them. Happy Pride Month, everybody. So I got this as I was literally walking out of the out of TwitchCon. And yeah. I'm just imagining some of the stills from this stream, and this being one of them. I'm like, why have I been holding up for so long? Like, that scene more, like, unfolded time now than it did in the entirety of the last week. Anyway, so now on to my three favorite things, because they are probably the most personalized to me things. Aside, actually, you know what? This is like tied for what Ruby gave me as well. It's a work of art. I don't know about that, but this one from Lexi. Lexi gave me this. I keep calling it a postcard, but it's got the like feel of a photo. But the reason why this is one of my favorite things is because of the message that she wrote me on the back. And yeah. So this says, Dear Nuke, where do I start? You're such an awesome and fun guy, a pro Valorant player in brackets, I mean it, a great streamer and one of the best builders I know. But above all, you're a great friend. I'm gonna cry again. So thank you for that. I hope everything will work out just the way you want it. I'm very lucky to have met you. Much love, Lexi. Oh god, I've already read this and I've not read this yet. I'm gonna be a fucking wreck. Oh god. I'm gonna be a mess today. Anyway, I actually missed a couple of other things. These were just giveaways from the end of... No, this was the start of MCC. So I've got a colouring thing and I've also got this. So yeah, a couple of posters, yada yada. So yeah, that's so lovely. I know, it's so sweet. Maybe not the Val part. I think I'm retiring with Val. I actually uninstalled it yesterday. Because reasons. But one of my other favourite things was this, by Avi. Avi hunted me down in Artist Alley on day 2 to give me a couple of things. If I'm taking it out of the plastic for the first time since I actually got it. Oh god. There we go. So, came with a couple of stickers. I actually didn't realize there were 2 stickers in here. I only saw the first one, which is the one that I talked about wanting on Twitter. But we have got, let me just try and get the vibe right for presenting this. Spaghetti Bolognese! So that's the first sticker that we've got. And then I went to Twitchcon, and now I miss my friends. So yes, I got Spaghetti Bolognese and Existential Crisis. So yeah. Now, I had already seen this art because this was posted to my fan art channel, but this is a printout of the wonderful mermaid art that Avi did for me. And it says, Angelfish, Nukeri, and Clamory for Mermaid 2025. Get mermaided, Avi. So, with a little finger pointing at me. And you guys know how much I love googly eyes at this point. Like, look at Clamory. Oh, look at it! Look how cool that is! It's like, Avi is one of the best artists I've seen online since I started doing content creation, and it very much shows. I forgot the finger pointed. I actually didn't realize that's what it was until I was looking at it right now. But I also got this, which is another bit of art from Avi about basically my reaction to the Happy Gast, and to have that little moment immortalized in Avi art is one of my favorite things. It's... God, have a Happy Gast. It's so great. It's so great. I'll stop. I'll stop when you stop. Stop making such good art and then I'll stop complimenting you on it. Deal? So that's going to go back in the plastic because I want to protect that. I wanted to draw that for so long, that's amazing. No deal? Oh no, guess I'm gonna have to keep complimenting you on your art then, dang. What a shame, oh well. Now, what is probably going to be the main event, and probably going to be me in tears, and possibly going to get me clipped into oblivion here. I have a letter from Charming. I have not read this yet, because I said I would wait to read it on stream. It's got 2 sides to it. And yeah, great. Okay, so Charming, you're here. You're ready for me to read this out. Okay, great. Fingers on the clip button. Fingers on the clip button. Okay, I'm already. Okay. You know what's really, really funny? Oh my god! Wait, hold on. There's one more thing that I didn't show off yet, and I actually feel bad because it's just been sitting on my desk and I've missed it. So, for those of you that don't know, I've talked about this a bit. This is my coaster that I use for my mugs and my cups of coffee and stuff. Lion, who made that, made me a little pouch this time round. So, I can put coins or I can put little things in there. So yeah, this was really, really cool. And it has a little thing on the front saying handcrafted with love. So I got a little money pouch. So yeah. I love it. Okay. I might use that as tissues, actually. I'm not gonna get tissues just now because I need you guys to see me dramatically cry. Great. Okay. You can sew the stickers there? Very true. I might do that. Okay. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? Okay. I'm going to stop the music for this, actually, as well, because I've realized that the music's been going for this whole time. Okay. Hi, Nook. I promised you an appreciation letter, so here it is. If I'm not currently watching, please send someone to Discord to yell at me to come watch. I want to see your reaction live. You're here, right? That's funny. Okay. I wasn't sure what exactly to tell you, which means I left it to the very last moment to actually write the letter. Hooray for procrastination. So forgive me if this letter isn't up to your standards. I gave myself far too little time to perfect this. Not that perfection is what I'm aiming for, but anyway, on with the letter. That's a precursor, isn't it? Okay. It's currently 2 days until TwitchCon, and I cannot wait to meet you. I've been watching your streams since... Oh god. Checks watch. Okay. July 19th, 2023. Do you... What the heck? Okay. You're doing a subathon back then, and you had been accepted into MCCR. Sadly, you never actually put... I never got accepted into MCCR. I applied, but I never got accepted. But I believe you will someday, Prage. Did I read that wrong? No, you were. No, I wasn't. You would have seen my video. That would have been me applying. Yeah, we applied, but we didn't get accepted. We didn't get brought in. But that's all good. No one. Oh, you saw me on... I was never in MCCR, to clarify. I've not been in MCCR yet. Maybe this year. Doesn't matter. All good. You quickly became one of my favorite streamers, and with the subathon, I had constant entertainment for days. It was such a good time. Coincidentally, I found another favorite streamer of mine. He's called Owen's Juice TV. Not sure if you know him through MCCR as well. Very nice. Anyway, I wanted to extend a few words of appreciation to you. Even though I'm not there for every stream, and trust me, I wish I could be, I always enjoy your streams when I am. The chaos is right up my alley, and I can always count on being roasted when I say something stupid. /pause. It's funny and makes me forget my stressful life a little bit. Your builds in hardcore inspire me creatively. They are so unique and beautiful. I wish I could build that well. Watching you build makes me think I can. I'm in brackets, I'm delusional. I do hope you get Twitch partner one day. You so deserve that. I'll be there when you get it, not if, when. Whether it takes 3 months or 3 years, I'll be here. And I'll be chatting as often as I can. I thought this letter would be longer, that I would have more to say, but I think this is all I can do on such short notice. So sorry if you expected more. Don't be dramatic, come on now. Maybe next year you get a 4-page abomination. Who knows? I am capable of it if you catch me in the right mood. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll see you on my screen and during TwitchCon in 2 days. Bye. I'm actually so nervous for TwitchCon. I have been nauseous for 2 days straight. Sad face. Charming. If I'd been able to draw, there would have been a small version of the tsunamis from the subathon here, but alas, I lack skills and time. Charming. That is a beautiful letter. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Charming starting a new letter right now for next year. Who knows how long it'll be. I'm going to get a book next year. You know what? You made me laugh more than cry in that, and I'm quite glad about that because I don't know if I was prepared to cry. That's really sweet. Oh. I'm curious who you mistook me for getting accepted into MCCR, though, is the other thing. You were doing a subathon back then, and you had been accepted into MCCR. Because I wasn't. Who did I apply with that year? I've applied with, like, multiple different teams. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know either. Very odd. Must have just been a wires crossed kind of thing. But yeah, no. I think Sandwich. I never applied with Sandwich. I didn't know Sandwich until. Oh God, I don't know when I got to know Sandwich. Really? Yeah, no, I've never applied with Sandwich. Sandwich applied with Oh, right, okay. So I think I may be with you now. So Sandwich applied with 3 other people, Nebular, FaZe, and then somebody who got so they never ended up playing. I wasn't on that team, and that was the year after Owen and Beck, Ellen, Rice played. Because I believe the first one was... I believe the first MCCR was 2022. Last year was a team with Ara and 2 others. Ara, Dijon, and Bit. Yeah. So that, yeah. Okay. We've unraveled the mystery. Did I mistake you for Neb? I mean, I'd be fine with that. He's a very cool guy. Who I actually met at Twitchcon as well. I didn't realize that he was going. So when I got to see him, I was really impressed. Like, I was really, really happy because, you know, I've tried to stay in touch with Neb for a while because he's been through some, you know, mental, I guess, resets, and some, you know, tough times. So I've extended a hand out to Neb on multiple occasions to be like, yeah. I was so convinced you were on that team that didn't end up playing. No, that wasn't me. No. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I'm gonna be in it this year, so... you know. I wasn't to be far from your googly eye microphone for the duration of TwitchCon. You guys are gonna kill me. So... I kind of brought it with me. Not in any, like, literal sense of I brought this actual mic with me, but I realized that when I was packing, that I had an entire packet of googly eyes just sitting, doing nothing. And so, I shoved a bunch of googly eyes in my bag that came with me every day to TwitchCon. So, I ended up giving away some badges to people, not some badges, sorry, some googly eyes to people. Just kind of, yeah. I was like, do you want some googly eyes? Sure, have some googly eyes. I'm gonna keep reading this back over and over again, Charming, by the way. It's the, I do hope you get Twitch partner one day. You so deserve it. I'll be there when you get it, not if when. It's always people saying the not if but when thing that makes me really happy, because I'm like, that means you're gonna support me, and I appreciate that. Yay. But no, that's really, really sweet. Put it on a book's front cover. Wait, what? No. Oh, no, lazy. Wow, that is not a nice message to send. I am telling a story, and I am trying my best to interact with chat during all of this as well. And for you to say you're being ignored like a ghost, it's not nice. I pride myself on the way I interact with chat. And if I'm having a moment to interact with somebody who wrote me a full fucking letter saying how much my streams mean to them, that's not ignoring you for no reason. Don't say things like that, please. What happens if I remove Nukeri now? From what? You had googly eyes and I got none? You know what? It was something that I didn't even pay much attention to until like halfway through. I was like, wait a second, I've got a bunch of googly eyes on me. Before and after? Well, I don't... Okay. Well, just... Cool. Oh my god, I banned the wrong person. Come on. The chat moved at the wrong time there. There we go. If you're going to... Like... Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, Spalda. If you're going to be angry and like upset about the fact that I'm telling a story and like enjoying myself and enjoying the stream because I don't respond to your messages when you send them, you don't need to be here. If I take one day to tell a long story about my time at TwitchCon, then I just like, and you're gonna be mad about that, then I'm just like, I'm trying to keep my like notes together and see I've got everything right here. Like, that was just a really, really disrespectful thing to do. I'm sorry. But, yeah. And take off being banned in a new chat. I'm so sorry for it. I'm so sorry. The chat moves at the second that I clicked the button, so you ended up catching that instead. But you're back now, and you are a lot more positive than Lazy was, so... Yes. But... Oh, dude, this letter's so nice. Finally kind of figured... Yeah. Right, okay. I need to, like, keep everything nice and organized as well. I will do the whole stickers in the pouch thing, because I actually liked that. I like that idea. But yeah, that basically was my entire trip to TwitchCon. So, yeah. What did you guys think? Worthwhile weekend? Worth missing a few streams? It's also worth noting that I am going to be making a build based off of TwitchCon. Now, this is something that I've seen a few people doing in competitions and stuff, and I'm going to try and actually get some help with it from a few people that I know are good at it. And so I would like to do a perspective build on my memories of TwitchCon. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask one of my friends. I've actually not yet, so I need to message him. I need to message Benji, because he's the one that does this, about helping me make a perspective build of as if I was looking out the airplane window with some stuff around it as well. Just to kind of show my memories of that. So I'm gonna message Benji after I've like finished the stream here, which is gonna be soon. I'm not like, this isn't a long stream today. But that sounds lovely. It does, doesn't it? I'm gonna try and get it done. But you know, it's gonna be a long kind of project for me, because it's quite daunting doing that kind of thing. But this has been an insane stream. Thank you guys so much for listening to my lovely little story about TwitchCon. And for any of you that I did meet while I was there, it was amazing meeting you. So I am very, very happy that I managed to be able to get the time and the money to be able to go. So for anybody that I met there, and for anybody that's thinking about going next year, it's worth it. Thank you guys so much. I need to figure out who we're going to raid now, don't I? Because there are... I actually don't know who's live right now. I'm going to go and unban Lazy, because I do feel like I overreacted a little bit there. But I'm still not happy with the way they handled that. Alright, there we go. Hello, me and you again. Yes, it was lovely meeting you too, Lion. Thank you so much again for the pouch. It's so cute. I've put all the stickers and stuff in there. Right, who we gonna raid? Ooh, Avid's live! We're raiding Avid. It was awesome seeing you as well, even though it was on a phone. It was so sick. No, I'm glad. I wish you could have been there in person as well, but I understand if you couldn't have been, so that's fair.
The more that they...
Right, so I think Avid is on Misadventures right now. So guys, copy and paste the raid message. First one if you have the emote, second one if you do not. What just came through there? Whoa, Obsidian with a £10 tip. Thank you so much. What the heck? That's coming right at the end. Dude, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Wow, thank you. Yeah, don't forget to copy and paste the raid message. First one if you have the emote, second one if you do not. I will see you all tomorrow for the next stream. First one back, where I will probably be jumping on to possibly my hardcore, possibly going to do this build that we're talking about, but I'll wait and see how I'm doing there. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, don't forget to join the Discord and follow me on my other socials if you're not already. Cool. Awesome. Bye, guys.
bunnies hopping all around me.